Okay, I did that thing again where I mucked with a system. Oops. So I thought I'd tell you about it. See, I really like Divinity Original Sin 2. If you're not familiar, you should play it. It's amazing. But in short, it's Baldur's Gate 3 without the WotC specific content. Actually, technically, Divinity Original Sin 2 came out first, so it's the originator of 90% of what you love about BG3. In it, you don't have classes in that sense. You have skill trees with abilities or skills tied to them. And you purchase or find skill books throughout the game to get new skills. In this sense, you build whatever you want. But you can only level up in a tree as you get character levels, and skills are locked to certain tree levels. So, if you put 4 levels of points in 4 different trees, you'll only have level 1 abilities, while your buddy has access to level 4 abilities, but in the one tree. Also, there's a limit to how many you can have memorized to ensure you don't have 50 abilities all at once. Well, gosh golly gee, isn't it funny how Daggerheart also has domain trees with unique abilities themed to each domain? So, to start, we're gonna unlock the domains being tied to the classes. At the start of the game, you only get 2 domains to pick from, but they can be any 2 domains. And you can do either 2 domain cards and 1 subclass card if you go that route, or I'm gonna start with no subclasses, but players get 3 cards at creation. As you play, when you level up, you get 2 points to put into any domain, unlocking level 1 abilities or getting access to higher level abilities. Also, you have to find the in-game books to, quote, purchase, unquote, those abilities to unlock the skill itself, allowing you to add even more in between levels or hold off on books until you've unlocked that level in the tree. There's also going to be a limit on how many cards you can hold in your hand, which you can swap outside of combat per the video game, or you can maybe try on short rest if you want. This works pretty seamlessly with the existing Daggerheart loadout rule. Also, books are rare and expensive, so cost and location should help temper excessive skill hoarding. Now, the Daggerheart class feature part? Well, now they become your source ability from DoS 2. In the video game, this is usually tied to your race choice, but for our purposes here, I like the idea of it being something the character just picks at character creation. Evasion and HP go with. If you go the subclass option, you just pick an irrelevant subclass that goes with that class. This means you can mix and match as you like. Just bear in mind the difference between a jack of all trades and the specialist. It still behooves players to keep things focused, at least somewhat. Next, the armor pools. This was one of those things that got me really jazzed about DC20, and I was today years old when I realized that a defense or a 2-beat number is different than a pool that whittles down. So for my little rabbit hole here, I removed armor slots entirely from vanilla Daggerheart and added magic and physical armor pools. You get 1+ tier slots of either magic or physical based on the weapon damage type you deal. So if you pick a sword that deals physical damage and you're tier 2, you get 3 physical slots. Or if you pick a wand that deals magic damage and you're tier 1, you would get 2 magic slots. Then you get 1 plus your tier of magic or physical with which armor piece you choose. These work like DoS 2 game, where they wear down based on the damage type you receive. Once they're out, then you take actual health damage, and they operate independently of each other, so only magic wears down magic armor, and same with physical. Critter stat blocks don't have armor slots, so I'm gonna take 1 HP off the monster and add 2 armor slots of a given type for each HP I, quote, spend, unquote. This is because those types can be bypassed, so if a party focuses down with either magic or physical damage, the other 2 slots are useless, so hence the 2-for-1 price tag. Lower tier critters might have only 1 armor slot or no armor slots at all. It can vary. This replicates the strategies from the game that I love so much, where party composition matters a bit as characters combine attacks to either get through a specific armor and whittle down HP faster, or deal both types of damage over time so that the enemies have no armor left at all and then get pummeled from all sides. It also ends up giving 1 to 3 more slots total than vanilla Daggerheart, but because they are non-optional, the extra buff just helps out. If they're fighting all magical enemies and the players are not strong in that defense, they're still going to be hurting pretty bad, hence the 2-for-1 deal on that as well. And sure, a jerk GM could abuse that, but since it's gear based and not trait based, characters can swap out their gear and thus swap out their armor slots. Heck, vanilla Daggerheart has a spot on the sheet for a quote inventory weapon that you're supposed to swap outside of combat or on short rest. So you could just weapon swap and then poof, there's more armor slots of a different type if you need. For the armor, I doubled the existing armor and made the vanilla, the physical, and the copies magical themed. So you might have padded armor for the physical, and then you might have wizard robes with the same stats, but with magical armor slots instead. The thresholds and features and all that stay the same. In case you're wondering why I went with weapons and armors generating these slots instead of just assigning based on vanilla slots by default, it's so that players could have a little bit of both armor types if they chose to mix and match, altering what gear they have, while keeping the idea that they'd want to keep their weapon focused on what works with their core stats. This is kind of how Divinity Original Sin 2 does it too. Core stats would stay the same as vanilla Daggerheart. Now a spellcaster could wield a sword just like in DoS 2, and yes, they will not get a great bonus with it, but that's the same way it is in DoS 2, so I'm not really doing anything new there. Now, you have two combat options. One, default Daggerheart, Spotlight system. Enjoy. Option 2, and the one I'm going to be trying out, you have 4 AP each. Each ability costs 1 AP plus recall cost. Movement to close range costs 1 AP, and for more additional range, it's going to cost another AP. AP resets at the end of the round. Any held AP carries over to the next round. Initiative is rolled as a d20 and double your agility is added. Monsters are either alternated between players or could roll their own initiative if you felt like it. Heck, you could do that in vanilla Daggerheart if you wanted, though I have a feeling most people playing really prefer the Spotlight system anyways. The second option is more in keeping with the video game and how it works. Hence, I figure either could be used really. In fact, when I test this, I'm definitely going to be trying that second option because I just want to know how it works. Remove the experience mechanic, not because it's problematic, but just because I don't think it serves the purpose of trying to replicate DoS 2 right now. It's not in keeping with the video game, which was the whole point of this rabbit hole. Rename Hope to Source, as Hope points fuel your abilities, so do Source points in the game fuel your Source abilities. I would just still call Fear Fear. And that's about it. I have a much more involved video project planned, so that's coming up. Look forward to that. But this was something that I just kind of got down a rabbit hole and I just wanted to share with you guys for fun. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time.